tripping and shit, and like you got dishes, it's like even the smallest thing like dishes, bro. Like I've been like, I gotta clean my apartment and shit. Like I've been not cleaning that bitch just because like you're so focused on other things, and not like not that it's like super dirty or whatever, but it's just like I have like every week, bro. Man's got to go out and clean their shit because like every couple of days, but really like I push it off like I'm stretching it if it's like a week where it's like, all right, bro, what we doing? But because like sometimes you find yourself like being like procrastinating and being just a slouch, and you just like shit, I really got to get into this shit.
Oh yeah. Like especially like when you've been like you're working during like your work shifts, like your shift schedule sort of thing, and you're just like, okay, I'll worry about that on my day off sort of thing or whatever. Like for me, it's the being on and four off. It's like, oh, I'll just wait for, when I'm on my four off and I'll deal with that, then knock out that. And then the process, the place can get pretty fucking dirty in the meantime. So yeah, I try to do like the little cleans at a time just so it doesn't accumulate too hard, but nah, I'm not the greatest with cleaning either.
The maintaining is what they call it. Like, I don't know. I fuck with it because it's like once you get to a mode where you're not worried about those small things, like it's just a part of your daily regimen. At that point, it's like you're cruising because it's like it's the same thing. I'm trying to like I be talking to my nephews about kind of thing where the little things like making sure you clean up after yourself, the little things like making sure don't get me wrong. Some people, they might not be afforded this luxury, but if you can afford to have a shower each day in that regard, it's like taking a shower each day and making sure you're brushing your teeth 2 times a day and like just keeping up on your personal hygiene. Little things like that where it's like some people, they don't really even look at it like that. Like, showered, I haven't showered in 3 days. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but say you have the like ability to like you're fortunate to have that like a shower in your house type thing, bro. You gotta, you know what I mean? Like especially if you're a professional where you're working somewhere, you know.
Yeah, you don't want to be stank in public. That's all I gotta say. Like,
Yeah,
man.
Because it's like, but I'm just saying, like it goes down to like those small ass details that once you have them just like routine, like no matter what's going on in life, you take care of this each day. It's like that's how you get in my opinion, it's like that's how you get the ball rolling. But so when we are slacking and slouching like me over this weekend that we're in, like Robbie tripping because I'm like, damn, I could have genuinely accomplished. I mean, I'm not gonna shit on myself. I accomplished getting everything I gotta like whether it's for certain because I don't really subscribe to the whole like, oh, blow all your money on Christmas presents and blah 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 blah. But for the few people who I do care about in life, I did take my time and go out and get a 1-2 for them just to let them know that I appreciate them and things of that nature, even though I do it throughout the year. But I accomplished that type of stuff over this weekend. And when you're in like a big city like Toronto, bro, like it's stupid how packed certain places be. And like how we were talking about it kind of last episode, but it's like the anxiety that can build up while doing that type of stuff. Like I accomplished all that shit this weekend and I'm like, okay, cool, done. Early December, I'm not stepping foot in another mall. I mean, until, don't get me wrong, like if there's some dope ass Boxing Day sales or whatever, and like, all right, cool, I can just get me a low TV or a low whatever. But no, man, I'm just saying, like, you fuck around and you take care of that type of stuff, and like, then you think that I could always do more, and that's why I guess I'm saying I procrastinated this weekend because I guess I could have done more, you know.
Yeah, I always feel like there's not enough like time to do like everything, but I also, like you said, like sit around and I procrastinate a lot. It's just like, it's my first day off. We'll put that off to like number 2 or 3, or you know what I mean? That's the worst. That's the worst part. But at the same time, it's like, who cares? Like I'm just trying to enjoy myself right now. So it's like, but it's like we always say, it's always trying to find that balance between like procrastinating just enough, but not really procrastinating. I'm just gonna say like relaxing, enjoying yourselves, and getting things done, and everything. You know, there is a fine balance between the two, and it's just a matter of finding it.
No, and that's the thing. Like, I know it's something that we all struggle with, but shit, a part of me just be thinking like, if I get to a point, Trent, where it's just genuinely second nature. Like you're not even thinking about, like if you wake up, let's say you wake up, you work out, you do this, that, and the third, you get a nice meal in your body before you go out into the world. Instead of just waking up, you don't got no food in your body, you just go into the world, whether it's going to work, whether it's whatever. Like these things help, man, and these things change your whole like literally your whole chemistry, the whole chemicals, the biology within you, like that makes you. Like it changes everything. So it's those subtle changes. That's why I like you almost want to beat yourself up, so to speak, when you don't do those things because you're saying to yourself, "Damn it, man! Like I'm fucking up," or at least like I'm wasting time, or these types of things. And it's like, man. But then you, like you were saying, when you have 1 or 2 days off or 3 days off, and then you're saying, I want to relax on this first day. I don't want to just do every single thing like that's considered work or considered hard on this one day that I like this first day. So I feel you on that too. It's a struggle. It's the struggle to find that balance. Yeah, bro. But you talking about balance, that kind of can roll us into another conversation where like for example, if we talk about the balance of life, like the yin and yang, or as far as like when you're dealing with like another person, or some people say their other half or their better half. How do we find that right balance? Like, how do you think we find that right balance? What would be your opinion on maybe a method you use to you know what I mean? Like, because like just speaking from a standpoint of like, because obviously like you have a relationship and things of that nature, but it's like to get to that point, you know what I mean? Like what would you say, like, you know what I mean? Like how you choose to navigate.
It honestly just came out of nowhere. It's just like a matter of like, I don't know, her and I really vibed well together, like off the hop. And that was just basically it. We just started hanging out. We just didn't stop hanging out, just kept talking to each other, and we just vibed really well. And that's it. Like, we're a lot alike in a lot of respects, but we're kind of like different in some respects. So there's not really like any yin and the yang. It just works well together. Like, so I'm kind of an anomaly in that sense with that. Like, as far as a method goes, I really can't, I don't think there is like one method. I think it's all about like doing what you feel comfortable with doing and like being like realistic with yourself, especially like with what you're trying to accomplish or whatnot. Like, like I said, there's no real set formula.
Okay.
Other than like I've said it in another episode, like keep showing up places and like that's how you like meet new people and whatnot. But that's also the same way with this. Like, you keep showing up at a certain night. Like if there's an event, like I don't know, I'll just use this, like karaoke. There's karaoke night or an open mic night every week at a certain bar. You know, if you just show up there and you just like, even if you don't like go up and do stuff and you just show up there and just like hang out with the vibe, like eventually people are going to be like, hey, like that guy, you know, especially if you're like open to that and you like you have that kind of outgoing personality as well, like trying to like meet people and talk to people. If you're already in that headspace going into it, like you're going to meet people, especially if you continue to show up at places. And that's the only way like you can do it, really, is just keep showing up at places and just be in like the mood and like energy to meet and like vibe with people. And that's the only way I can say it. And it's so generic and it's like, it's not helpful at all. But like once people start, like once it happens and once like it like he starts going, like you start seeing this thing happen, you're like, oh, okay, this is what he was talking about, sort of thing. There's no other way to put it, but like your vibe attracts your tribe. That's the easiest way they say it. And it's so true, because like the vibe you're putting out there is what like the vibe you give off. Like I like, from me, like 5-6 years to 10 years ago to me now, like two different vibes. Like it's incredible.
It's good, which is good. It shows growth, man. And no, like, but even so, like the way how you were describing it, as far as going to different locations or like being consistent at a certain location. I don't know, bro. I still think about it like, because in a sense, that is a method, opposed to saying like there's no set way, or in being an anomaly. It's like that is a method because you're choosing to show up, you're choosing to be receptive to whatever good energies that can present themselves. Like these are choices that you're consciously making. Like, yo, if I go to karaoke night every week, or if I go to open mic night every week, and I'm seeing certain consistent faces and certain, and oh shoot, there's a shorty over there by the bar and da 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 da, and I seen her twice in this month. I'm gonna holler at her if I see her again, bro. And then you see her again, and then you're like, oh shit. So like there is like a kind of method to it, but beyond that, it's not even to say that there has to be one method, because even that, you are choosing to attract, like you're saying like the vibe attracts the tribe. You choosing to attract these individuals is like, it's I don't know if it's like a situation where it goes right down to being like biological, like the pheromones your ass gives off when you go to these areas, as far as when you're talking about vibes or energies or whatever that you give off. Like
it's literally like, if you want to break it down to like the science level, I couldn't tell you with that, but like energy is the easiest way to put it. Like,
no, but
like you and I both have had that experience where we've been around people and it's just like, yeah, their energy completely changed, like the collective energy in the room, like for good or for bad or for really good. You know what I mean? I've seen it happen plenty of times.
100%. But that's why it's like, it's dope when if we're talking about from like a woman looking at it on the side of like from a woman getting a woman, or linking with the person that you're supposed to link with. No, bro, it's dope, because even looking for something in a person, like, yo, this person's funny as shit, da 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 da, and like, though it's a good vibe when you guys are talking or whatever, you're still noticing and picking up on things that you yourself like. So you're still like kind of like, in a sense, like having like a little vetting process while you're still enjoying it. Like you're not like saying in your brain, oh, she likes this, ew, she's terrible now or whatever. Like it's you're not doing that, but it's like you have these little mental checkpoints, like, okay, she's funny. Oh shoot, she loves her family. That's awesome. Oh shit, da 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 da. Like, and you're making this like mental checklist that I think all
green
men,
flags.
Yeah, but even like yeah, like I think all men and women do it. But it's like, the reason why I'm even asking is because like, if you, once you're going through these checkpoint or checklists or whatever, and like that individual's like giving you all the right answers, and it's not that they're just saying it, they're like actually showing it with their actions as you get to talk to them or hang out over time. It's different, man, because it's like, that's how a bond is special, or that's how you actually vibe with somebody or link with somebody that you know you can hang around with for a minute. And though you're not saying it like, yo, I'm gonna be with this woman forever, like you're not saying it from a standpoint of like you're saying it like when you're just allowing it to be genuine. That's how you stay together forever, versus the like you're trying to put some type of title or labels on the situation, like, no man, this is what happened,
form a role,
yeah, or force it or whatever, you know.
At that point, it's like you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You're doing it because this is what's expected of you. Like, you're doing it because like this is what you're supposed to be doing, sort of thing. And honestly, at that point, you're acting. Like, you're straight up and down acting. And if you're acting in your personal life, like, nothing good comes from that. Nothing good can come from that. Like,
you know what's crazy? I was having a conversation with a young lady or whatever, and like we were talking, like she asked me like, yo, like what percentage of your true self do you think you show, like on a like daily basis or whatever, like. And then she gave scenarios like whether you go to school, if you're at work, if you're around your family members, and then if you're around your significant other. Like, what percentage of the real you would you say you? And then like, as you're saying, like you're kind of like putting on the front or whatever, it's like, that's kind of everybody. As far as, I mean, obviously no one's perfect. So it's like, but it's kind of everybody. We all, even whether it's towards your significant other, you might have to put on the mask of bravery. If you might not be brave in a situation, but you're like, nah, like we can't have it where I'm just out here, like we both scared, so to speak, when I'm supposed to be in a situation where I'm brave or whatever the case is. I don't know, man. It's like the percentage of time that we be wearing masks and shit, bro. I don't know. I feel like if that's like a breaking point or whatever. It's like, unfortunately, I feel like we all, in all aspects of life, we wear a mask. It just depends on what percentage of yourself you're showing the fucking outside world through the mask you're wearing.
Yeah, it's
What,
definitely,
what
there's
your highest?
definitely, I like the way you put it though, like what percentage of it, because it's not like, it's not so as easy as like this and this is me and this isn't me sort of thing. But I like that like percentage wise, because it's like, because I find like I can do that at my job now, like what I'm doing, like I can put like, I don't know, a good like 60-70% of myself and like actually like working and whatnot, like interacting with people and all that, as opposed to where normal places I'd be like maybe 30, maybe 20. You know what I mean? Like I like that. That's more of a gauge as opposed to it's either I'm like this person here, that's person, this person here, and then I'm this person at work, because I don't, it doesn't seem as black and white to me. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mask concept is still real, but I still like that gauge you put to it, like what percentage of you are really like you're yourself to who you are. Like I'm like what percentage of yourself to like here to like when you're hanging out with your family, or to when you're hanging out with your friends, or to when you're in new situations or whatever. It's something. It's definitely
yeah.
something. And
You're not going to reveal your whole self, Trent, when you get into a new situation. I mean, not that you're going to be fake, not about saying, oh, you're going to be, but it's like, one is not going to, like, say you're super protective, or say you're super goofy, or say you're super whatever, as far as being like funny or whatever. You might not display that to a woman who you're trying to, like right off the bat, like a woman who you might want to, engage with or whatever, because you want to try to, you're going to be real and honest, but you want to try to feel the situation out. Like you're not good, so you might not express that you care about certain things or you like certain things. Unfortunate as it is, with me, I say unfortunate because it can be a gift or a curse. I'm super transparent, bro. So whether it's at a time of life, if I'm struggling, like, oh, I don't really got it right now, or if it's time of life where I'm up like a motherfucker, like, oh shit, I got hella money in the bank. It is what it is. I'll be real with this certain woman who I'm trying to converse with, and after that, it's like, but when you're too real, it can be a curse, because it's like certain women might be like, well, I don't know if I'm ready for that, or I don't know if I'm this for that, or I don't know if you're, and I would rather have them say that though, Trent. But it's like I'd rather have that, and at least they know what they're getting into, versus putting up a facade. Okay, everything's going smooth for 4 or 5 months. We're in a real relationship, so to speak. But then things start crumbling down, because as I'm revealing more and more of my real self to her, now it's like, wow, I didn't know you were like that, or wow, I didn't know you cared about that. Like, even with certain young ladies who like I'm not engaged with, like as far as like I'm not kicking it with them, we ain't vibing, we ain't doing nothing intimate, but like they're still fine as shit or whatever. But I might try to get to know them in the future. It's different, Trent, because I'll be hollering at them as far as like on some real shit, like the VAX conversation, like the whatever conversation about children. Like, oh, do you like want children? Do you not want children? Shit like that. Like, you have these real conversations with women, Trent, and to be real, that's kind of how you gauge who a person is, because it's like, if you're like, that's personal, but it's like, yeah, but me and you have been intimate with each other, so it doesn't really get more personal than that. So if you can't really talk to me about that, but we can be intimate, like as far as us being two adults, then what are we doing, kind of thing, right? Like, but it's not about saying that you have to give out every deep dark secret of your life. What I'm saying is just being able to give a little, so that you understand, okay, this person cares about me. And at least if they know I think like, oh, I care about this, this, and this, they have a better idea of who you are. You know what I mean?
I agree. And especially that's something I've had to come to like realize and come to terms with, especially as I've gotten older, because like dating in university was fucking painful because I didn't know like when to like pull back on certain things. And it wasn't so much uh like revealing too much of myself. It was just like scaring people off with what like how I presented myself, like talking about where I came from and shit like that. And I don't know. I definitely did that a lot for a few females I dated. not dated, like, went out for one date or whatever, then like,
Yeah.
oh, see ya, sort of conversation afterwards. But like, it is what it is.
But that's all right. That's
It's
growth, man. That's literally how
and
you grow.
it's a part of like hold, it's not showing your full hand all like at once, like it's not showing your entire card, like a card analogy, like showing your whole hand at one time, showing like a card, maybe two at a time. And if eventually you're vibing together and you have like we said in a few episodes, like it's having experiences with people and like forming bonds because of those experiences you've had with those people. And especially if it's in the process of like meeting new people and having experiences with them, that's when you can start revealing like all the full, like the whole hand, so to speak. That's how I feel anyways. Like that's how I approach things anyways. Once I've had like some experiences or some real experiences with these people where they've like shared some of their shit, or we've had like we gone through like some fucked up shit together or something like that, then it starts being like, okay, so this is the real shit about me, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I see it. It sucks because even with that being said, it's like how you ideally would want to do it is where you said putting one card out at a time. But I'm terrible because sometimes I be showing my whole hand and shit. I'd be like, bitch, I'm all in. Just as far as and then you push your chips to the table and then you put down the motherfucking cards on the table because that's what you got to do in Texas Hold'em. It is what it is. At that point, once you all in, everybody see your shit. You just gotta. But no, it's like because I don't want to have it where later on in a commitment something comes up, Trent, where she's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were like this. And it's like, no. I let you know I was like this at the start so that you at least know when a scenario pops up. Like, because for example, we don't have to be a thug or a gangster, nothing like that, to be like, hey, I'm a man first. Meaning, if you physically try to harm me, it's not going to be an easy situation for you. But it's like, at the same time, you don't want your woman necessarily to see that side of you as far as if you had to fight another dude. That's why in the movies, the dude might be like, let's say it's 3-4 guys about to basically mess him up, the boyfriend or whatever, the dude might be like, baby, go to the car and go home or whatever. Like granted, the gangsters even let the dude or the guys who are outnumbering them, even let her get to the car. But granted, she does. That's why the guy doesn't want him, because that brute violence or whatever that might come out after. But not every woman, like women, they might want to know, that type of shit at the same time though. Like they want to know that their guy could protect them, provide for them, whatever.
100%.
Have that fear. So that's why it's like that balance of, okay, I'm not trying to be yelling or screaming at you. Some people do that. It is what it is. But like, I'm one of those dudes where, and people might be like, Graham, you lying. But it's like, nah, bro, I'm not here to be yelling at my woman. I'm not here to be raising my voice and shit like that. Because it's like, and we can be upset at each other, disagree, all that shit. I get it. But as far as trying to call her out her name and yell, because it's like, that's all that's going to do is it's slowly but surely breaking her down to a point where it's like she eventually resents me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and guys and certain men don't look at it like that. I can care less. Like certain men, you shut up, bitch. Nah. Cool. That's you. If your woman wants to stay with you because of that, because certain women are into that. It is what it is. But I'm not trying to be out here fucking up people's minds and shit like that and destroying them for the next, if ever we have to break up, unfortunately, destroying their mind for the next dude who comes along or whatever. It's like, nah, or forcing them into hurting themselves or some type of shit. Nah, bro, like I'm cool. I'm not here to do that type of shit.
A fucking men. Like,
but certain women don't fuck with that, bro. Certain women want you to be a jerk and want you to, you know what I mean? So that's why you have to obviously, not saying that you want to pick that type of woman, but that's why you have to gauge how you're doing things, right?
It's just what it all comes back to, like vibing with people. And if you find like they're not like the kind of person like you want to be with, like that, it's just like, okay, well, that sort of thing. Or if they're like more into that type of guy or whoever else sort of thing, then that's hasta luego for you. Have fun, sort of thing. For me at this stage, especially even before all this, like it was at that stage, it was like, you're trouble. Have fun. Go play with the bad guys. I'm gonna stay here. But yeah, I'm a balance about it, because I'm always just like I try to be just like this most of the time, and pot smoking hippie get that like look all the time. But Amber, my girl, has seen my thug side come out a couple times, like when the guy broke in here, and then there was another
Yeah,
time at the bar and then there was another time at the bar when a guy mouthed off to her in front of me, and I just like, if the table hadn't been in front of me, I was gonna, well, even then I was gonna vault the table and just like kill him. Like I was furious and drunk.
yeah, bro.
So
Yeah,
like
no, yeah,
she's seen it come out a couple times. So
yeah, yeah.
she's not like terrified of me, but she knows like if it's gonna come to that, like I'm down to clown sort of thing.
Yeah, man. But that's what it turns into, Trent. We gotta demonstrate who we are, but it's like at the same time, you gotta kind of pull back and not really show you who your true self is type of shit. And it's like that little like, and don't get me wrong, because it's kind of selfish. Don't get me wrong. I'm looking at like it's a selfish mindset where you're thinking like me to just be fully transparent, let people know who I am. That shit could be a down. That's why I said it could be a downfall earlier, because it's like sometimes people got to get you in doses, Trent. They got to take you in little doses. They can't just get the full shot or the full whatever of you, and then all of a sudden it's like, nah, this is too much. I'm sorry, I can't do this. And it's like they could have done it if you more or less kind of baby step them into the process versus just showing them this is the real me. Like me being transparent as hell, being like, okay, shit, I'm at this point in like talking to a woman I'm talking to. I'm at this point in life, blah 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 blah. I'm aiming to be here. I'm trying to do the school thing, blah 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 blah. Certain women, they might be like, okay, I see you, you're building, da 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 da, get to your destination. Some or other women, they'll hit you, Trent, with the I want to finish, like already link with a dude who's like a finished product or whatever. But if you link with a dude who's already a finished product, as far as like, I got a polished ass whip, nice ass crib, da da da. Say you want to link with a guy like that, that's cool, nothing wrong with that. But it's like
Lazy.
no, but it's like you got to understand, like he might not even, though he might have his life together, he might still not be a finished product either. Like he might still be growing, or he might be a type of dude who gonna go upside your head physically or whatever, and you don't know that and you don't see that, because obviously if you are that type of dude, use a bitch. But at the same time, it's like if you're that type of dude though, it's like you can hide that shit well. You know what I mean? Like, and then all of a sudden it's when you quote unquote snap, but it's like, nah, bro. It ain't like when certain dudes say like, I mean, I'm talking about towards a woman. When certain dudes say like, oh, X, Y, and Z happened and I just snapped. It's like, nah, bro. Like, it's different if she has a gun or a knife or something, she's trying to kill you. That's different. I'm not gonna lie. At that point, yeah. If you punch her out or whatever, she was literally gonna kill you. Unfortunately, as it is, you defending yourself. But I'm talking about the guys who are abusive. Like, if you're gonna be out here acting a fool, but you rich and killing it, you got a nice whip and all that other shit. Hey, bro, okay. Certain women might fuck around and see you, and you might get it popping. But once that real side comes out, hopefully no bullshit happens where she gets hurt because, you know what I mean? But that's why it's like, if I'm ever at that phase, Trent, I gotta still be transparent G. I gotta be transparent Graham, because I'd rather listen, I'm rich, I'm famous, I'm this, I'm that, but I still have these, I'm flawed. I still have these things I'm working on. Then present to you like this, I'm just giving you little doses of me, and then when the quote unquote real me comes out, now she's like, oh my God, Graham, I don't know who you are, and all that other shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather just tell you what, you know.
When we're talking about methods, I think that's another good way, is like small doses of people, because like then you don't, it's also not wearing out your welcome and wearing out your, especially once again, meeting new people, you're not wearing out your freshness and whatnot. So I don't know what else to say about that, except like, yeah, keeping it the small doses is not a bad way to do it, because like, especially like for personality, especially from like personalities like me, yeah, people got to take me in small doses right off, unless we like vibe right off the hop.
I feel you, bro. That's real shit. That's real shit, bro. We got a great ass opportunity to live life, and if you're fortunate enough to have like a quote unquote good mentality, as far as like a mentality that you're able to build on, that's even better, man. You just got to keep going. And if you find that partnership or you find that bond and you take your time, you actually get to gel with a person. It's like, don't fuck it up. And what I mean by that is not that you're not going to make mistakes, but don't fuck it up. Don't deliberately fuck it up. Like, if you can make changes for yourself, it's not about the other person. And so you're the happiest you. And then that shit will turn, once you're with that person, they'll feel that shit and they'll want to follow suit, especially if they are quote unquote on leadership mode. they'll want to follow suit and be like, oh shit, the guy I'm with is super happy. He does this, this, and this. Oh shit, he does yoga. Oh shit, he drinks fucking green juices as far as I'm just saying, if he's on that type, if people are on that type of time where they're just the type of shit, oh, he meditates, the type of shit that makes you quote unquote alter your frequency to a higher one, they're gonna want to follow suit, and in turn, they're gonna end up being the happiest motherfucker that they are. It's different when you can be real with yourself and actually like, okay, I know that if I'm not careful, I can fuck this up. So let me be honest and say this, this, and this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's the best way in any situation, even though it might come off as wrong because you're just kind of giving the person the full dose of you. But I don't know, man. I just feel like once they at least know everything, not like, and it can be looked at as ammunition, like, oh, well, she knows that you only have $20 in your bank account. But it's not about saying literally everything, like as far as giving every detail of your life, but enough so that the person has a good idea of who you are and who you're trying to be, you know?
See, for me, I've always been like, I'll show you a bit, but I'll show you enough, but I'll leave enough of mystery so you want to keep coming back for more, and not just in like.
Oh, you Prince. You Prince.
Yeah! I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Oh, here, I'm just talking about the mysterious.
But in terms of like not
fun.
just like relationship wise, but like also like performing wise, like if that's how you're gonna do it, you gotta like give them a reason to want to come back for some more. If you give them everything all up front once, well, then we've seen it all. We're gonna have to keep coming back. What are we gonna see again unless it's something new? But if it's like, oh, what's gonna be next time, sort of thing, or like, I don't know. It's just something how I've always been like not like it all comes back to that metaphor of like not showing your full hand all right at once. Like you're showing like maybe one or two cards and then go from there, see how it works, sort of thing.
Trent,
dip the toe in.
Super valid in the sense of as far as methods go. That's a super valid method, Trent. Super valid. Because I mean,
I've made it this far with it. That's all I can say.
No, but because it's like, I'm not gonna sit here in front, bro. Being 100% honest with you, bro, that shit could steer, like for me, it can steer away a 1-2 situation as far as the women go. Because again, it's not that you scare them off, but it's like you let them know, like, yo, I'm actually like on a serious incline, and I'm super fortunate to be on this incline as far as quote unquote where life is going, and I'm fortunate as it is if I can keep going in this trajectory. But at the same time, I'm flawed, this, and this. So then it's like, but then it could scare somebody off, or kind of sort of make them come to terms that they're not ready for, whether it's a relationship or whether it's a whatever, at least with someone like me, who, if I'm gonna let you know who I am, I'd rather share it with you on some real shit so that you know, okay, if the switch up actually happens, I'll know when it happens. Like if this guy just all of a sudden he starts being a jerk and an asshole and wanting to put his hands on me or whatever the case is, something clearly chemically went wrong with this motherfucker, because he was, for the 17 years I've known him, he's never been like that. And then on the 18th year, now all of a sudden he turned like that. Something must have happened. Next thing you know, you found out, you know what I mean? I had some head trauma or some shit. But I say all that to say, it's like, I'd rather let you know who I am so that, and show you who I am, so that no matter what, like, you know who G is, good, bad, or indifferent. Because I feel like once we have the percentage, talking about the percentage of mask that you show, like through the mask, bro, like if you fuck around and get to that point of 100%, sometimes it's like the celebrities or whatever, like not celebrities, but like the real motherfuckers, like whether you're Freddie Mercury or, you know what I mean, whether you a Tupac or whether you a, you know what I mean, like just as far as like, you're showing your real self. And even though people can say that's just a facade they put up, yo, bro, if in private people are saying, nah, Tupac was really like this. Yeah, we all have different sides, but that's still you being real. It's not that you're wearing like a mask. You're showing, okay, at this point I can be sensitive. At this point I can be hard than a motherfucker. At this point I can be intelligent. At this point I'll be ignorant than a bitch. But it's just different sides. Like, and I think they're all kind of real yous. You know what I mean?
It's just different situations and different contexts, is basically. It's just, and it all comes down to just self-expression again, of like your opinions and like within that context as well too, with what it regards to. So, and if you don't have any opinions or anything in that thing, you're not that like, I don't want to say you're boring or anything like that, but you're not like as interesting as somebody who is like, I don't know, like you said about Tupac, like how you could like have different like things for different, like you'd be sensitive at this point, but do this at this point, but this at that point. If you can do all that, then I don't know, you're a multifarious people, like seem to be a lot more interesting.
That's a substance, bro. I think we can use the word substance. Like you might not have that much substance to your character versus like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like, because people who have multiple sides, and not multiple sides as far as like, unfortunately, people who have the bipolar disorder. I mean, multiple sides in the sense of like, again, you're able to just demonstrate your emotions. I guess that's kind of another way of looking at it. You're able to say, unfortunately, you got sad and you had to cry because X, Y, and Z happened in life. That is what it is. It's not a matter of, yo, I'm so hard that I'm not gonna cry. But then you internalize that, and that shit turns into cancer, or that shit turns into some other negative shit because you wanted to internalize it opposed to letting it out. Bro, shit is real in the sense of whether we're talking about building a relationship, getting to know somebody, or getting to know yourself. Shit, who gonna love you more than you? Who's gonna care about you more than you?
And I think that's the biggest thing, like especially when it comes to getting that relationship, is getting okay with yourself first. Like it's being okay with the being alone portion of it that makes being in a relationship easier, because you've already been in that stage where you've figured out your coping mechanisms. Like you figured out, like you gotta love, like you said, who else is gonna love you if you can't love yourself? Like RuPaul always says that. Like, but it's true. It's so fucking, it's so true though.
That's how you're talking and shit. Talking about this. I feel you though. Yeah.
It's true. Like you have to love you have to, like, if you have to be okay with yourself before like you let somebody else into the space, because if you don't, then you're just like you're just throwing your fucked upness onto them, basically, like the fucked up parts of you onto them, and that's not fair to anybody else. So yeah, you got to work on yourself, but at the same time, this coming from somebody who has to do a lot still on his own self. So we're all works in progress. It's just a matter of like, it's just a matter of, if you're going to jump into something, if you're going to try and like, you want to get into this like that, I would recommend getting right with yourself first. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. We if you want, we can wrap on that, bro. That shit is beautiful. We out here just trying to give our opinions and our perspectives on things, people, because I don't want to keep these thoughts within my brain. Granted, we can have a little platform to let people know how we thinking, or or help maybe assist ourselves and assist other motherfuckers to navigate through this thing called life. Like it's dope when you get different perspectives.
From Maggie's Farm, I've got a head full of ideas and they're driving me insane. So any ways to get it out is good, like journaling, stuff like this, like any creative outlet that isn't like harmful to anybody else. I highly recommend pursuing it to anybody. And I'm telling this to myself too, future self-editing this.
Yeah, straight up. But just like that, we again, I know I'll say this in this whole month of December, each episode we film, bro, where it's just a matter of just, again, a reminder. Don't let these holidays make you go crazy and strain yourself to the point where you're not able to cope. Or if you are going through things, please don't be afraid to share. Like if you have to call professionals to get that mental help, if you have to call family members and just let them know you love
them. God, do it, please.
Please call somebody if you have to. Bro, as fucked up as it is, I hate it, because I live downtown and I see just an enormous amount of homeless people, unfortunately, who are sleeping on the streets and things of that nature. And that shit is terrible, because it is cold. It's cold than a bitch up in motherfuckers' apartments and shit like that with the heat on. Never mind actually being out there for the whole day and whole night. So it's like, I don't know why I'm saying that, other than let's be more compassionate, bro. If you have it and you can spare a little $5, or you can spare a little blanket or something when you see somebody on the street, please do it if you can, because this shit is rough.
Make sure you watch if you're going to donate to a charity, just make sure it's like an actual, like legit charity that's actually going to give a fuck about the people and put that proceeds into it, because there's a lot of scammers out there right now.
Big facts. But yeah, yo, it's been another episode. My name is Graham.
I'm Trent.
And we appreciate y'all rocking with us. Ultra Fly Talk out this bitch.